The next question I'm going to ask can sometimes divide opinion a little bit, and I think, Camilla, you touched on it. It was about AI. And it's whether you think it's a advantage for the security industry or you think it's kind of a risk to the industry.
Double-edged sword, really, isn't it? There's benefits, but there's risk.
And it's coming, it's unavoidable.
It's going to come.
We have to adapt to what it is.
But we need to be sensible.
Yeah. I think it needs some sort of legislation of how far you can go, where it, and data protection and where it goes. And I think it's amazing the things it can do. And like I go back to the Amazon store today, it knew exactly what I picked up and what I put back, and I just put it in a bag and I walked out. It was just no queues, but it's the big brother. How far does it go? And if it's in the wrong hands, that's the thing that we need to protect more than anything. You know, you're also the same now with getting hacked on your social media, or the experts, if they put some of that power into our sector and our industry, you know, it would be amazing. But they always seem to be one step ahead. So it's how the criminals are going to move to a different sector of a different part of the technology, aren't they?
It's the evolution of security. It's what before, where we protect the perimeter of a building, now we're protecting the data within it or within the servers. We've got to move to adapt to that. If you think 5 years ago, we were all scared of automation, self-checkouts, and the robots are coming, well, they're here. And we've adapted, we're all still alive, aren't we? So AI is the next. It will make lives easier for sure, but we have to monitor the threat and assess the threat of what that will look like to the industry.
Working in retail with the security category, I just find it just feels like one big game of cat and mouse. So we'll have a problem, we'll work with the suppliers to develop some sort of solution, whether that be theft or, you know, security, safety concerns. And before we've even sort of invested in it and implemented the solution, there's something else that's come along that we need to look at attacking. So
yeah, I think the criminals are getting smarter and smarter and smarter, because technology is, it's. I mean, think about when the days of antivirus software, most of the people that were programmers or were actually past hackers. So they're actually, you know, ethical, and there's now ethical hackers and things like that, isn't there? So the more stuff that goes on, you know, into the internet, the more vulnerable we are if we don't take the right protection to secure it, and make sure the right passwords are set up as well. I think things like that are quite key.
I think that in terms of that, the industry will catch up with it eventually, but I think it will lag quite far behind because of the fact of certification and regulation on it that's there. Like you say, we need the legislation for it as well, but I think there'll be so many checks and balances to make sure that it's safe to use in our technologies that it will take quite a while before it actually starts being useful. I was reading something interesting actually, Lindsay, maybe you can say more about this, is that CCTV and how that gets used now with like facial recognition software and how that can, you know, identify patterns in people coming and going. And that was really interesting because, you know, how that integrates with other products like with ours, that could inform our product, for example, over the network via IP to say, oh, actually do not, you know, block the lock from opening because that person who's identified as somebody who's at risk has walked into the store or to the bank or something like that.
Yeah,
so
you're exactly right. We're now creating databases of faces with blacklist, whitelist, don't let this person in. And then using that integration to be more proactive. It's a reactive, naturally, industry that we're in, but we are starting to become more proactive with that
preventive,
data. Exactly.
Yeah, that was really interesting. I guess that is not something that necessarily needs to be regulated. It's just how it then communicates with the products that are.
But that's a good point about AI, because the biggest thing that most end users want and the industry wants is prevention rather than detection. So if you can stop it happening, that's the gold, you know, the golden chalice sort of thing. So AI will help that, because it will start to detect body language if someone's going to be violent, or someone's about to shoplift, or someone's about to be aggressive, or someone's about to slip or fall. So that is probably the plus side, I think, of AI.
Yeah.